nonsense by devoting your life to Arknights.
Right now in my life, this is pretty much the only game I play daily.
Did I get 36 shots? I can Jesus. Nice to see
Let's go.
Fine, I'll play Arknights. You know, introducing about one mobile game is like baby food. Everyone knows about it, everyone has tried it, and no one wants to try it again. But it makes sense. Even I had a fair share of mobile games. Subway Surfer, Angry Birds, Candy Crush, and many more, to the point they all were bad. I mean, there were rare gems that were actually really good mobile games. But those were rare gems. But as time went on, we happened to see those rare gems become more common. Keyword C. I never played those games, mainly because I didn't feel like there were any reasons to. Too many games were already in my Steam library, and adding mobile games would just not be a good idea to begin with. But in Nepal, I couldn't really buy games as well, so I used to play a lot of Ajol Lane, but I got bored of it because after I married a girl... Maid girl, you can make fun of me all you want, but at least I proposed to someone. After I married a girl, things just felt same. Of course, back then I didn't know what gacha system was, and I was just progressing for the ring. And as dumb as it sounds, it felt like the only goal in the game for me. This might sound like a false statement, but I actually never had any interest on having waifus. And I'm straight. Sorry, man. I just never understood the concept of having one when they will actually never be your, well, wife. I ain't going that far. Anyways, nowadays I do play a mobile game called Mahjong Soul, but that's more because I wanted to understand how Mahjong works and actually play it. So why did I start to play Arknights? Simply put, people who I watched were talking about it. The big three in question is the Anime Man, Gigok, and CDogVA. A fun fact, they have their own newest podcast called The Trash Taste. I'll link it in the description below. Do check it out after this video. Well, the Anime Man didn't really talk about it, nor had any interaction on his own Twitter and such. But he did make a video in the Trash Taste podcast debating about who the best waifu and husband dudes are with the other two. But I think that was not published because of unknown reason. And I found this clip from CDogVA's video. Listen to it. Please have mercy on me. I'm trying my absolute best. That clip did inspire me to download Arknight, okay? Please have mercy on the thumbnail and the tags, please. While that clip was an inspiration, it wasn't the inspiration for why I wanted to try the game. The reason was this.
When I say this game is completely free to play, I really honestly cannot hammer home how generous this game is and how little it forces you to invest in it. You do not need to put any money in this game to get far. You can easily beat the whole game at its current state without having to spend any money. You could even use the lowest operators, but I guarantee you'll get some of the best ones by just playing. This game is so generous and does not take advantage of you, the customer, in any way. And I think that's why I spent so much money on it.
That isn't a strong claim. At least for me it wasn't. Sure, the game can be fair for free-to-play players, but when you claim to spend massive amount of money on the game, how much of that is still true? This isn't a hashtag CDogVA is cancelled video. Nor do I have any ill intent behind it. I hope him of all people will understand this. This is an experiment, evidence in a sense, to see if what he said was true or he just made a mistake unknowingly. To err is to humans. But enough with the prologue. Let's play Arknights. Actually, Tale of the Toaster, a buddy of mine, said he will watch the video if I put a particular song in this video, so Alright, now let's play Arknights.
So, what is Arknight? Mobile tower defense, waifus and husbandus. I mean, there's no better way to say this. The story goes like this. A strange disease has been spread around this fantasy world called the Orapathy. It's a terminal disease that still has no cure. There has been some treatment to slow the progress, and some lucky ones has halted the spread completely, but it's near 100% death rate, and the people who have them are called infected.
Think of it this way, it's like cancer from our world, except it can be transferred from physical contact and other means, and people are considered second class there. Some even murdered because of that reason. And because they felt so mistreated, we are fighting against them in a war. They call themselves Reunion. 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 Reunion.
Reunion.
That.
They want to take control of the social structure by making the one who are uninfected fear them. In other words, they want to be above all to grant freedom for them. But there is another one who wants infected to grant freedom, but in diplomatic and scientific way. Rhodes Island. These people are trying to find cures to this disease ASAP, but they themselves also have military power. And with you, Dr. whatever your name is, because you can choose your own nickname, aka Dr. Maxim, who just so happened to be an amazing tactician as well. It's up to you and Rhodes Island to defeat the Reunion while still trying to find cure ASAP.
The story sounds cheesy at times, and sometimes it is, but the story is good. Not great, but not bad either. So if you want to know about the world more, you will more likely like the story, despite how cheesy it can be at times. With that said, I'm not going to further talk about the story, mainly because the main reason you should play the game is for the story mode as well. So from here on out, I'm going to talk about as little as possible. Cool? Cool. With that said, let's talk about gameplay.
There are 8 classes in this game: Vanguard, Guard, Defender, Sniper, Caster, Medic, Supporter, and Specialist. Each of them has their own major roles, but the core is Vanguard helps you to summon other classes ASAP, hence they needs to be usually played first. Guard does the most DPS and melee wise, Sniper does the most physical damage in range and prioritize drones and air-based enemies. Caster does magic damage, which is very useful to take down heavy armor classes, Medic to heal, Supporter to support friends and usually to slow down foes, and Specialists are mysterious, which you should use them on case-to-case basis. Hi, Post Maximia. I forgot to talk about Defender, but it's obvious. It's to defend enemies and make sure that they don't go through. So, yeah. Why did I mention this?
So that you don't become an idiot like me!
I am very glad I decided to stream this on Twitch and had folks to call me on my stupid moves from time to time. I might have made the game even more difficult if I didn't learn the basic, which I honestly should have because it was foretold to me. Oh yeah, speaking of difficulty, this game is hard. There will be trials and errors to understand how to beat each mission. Some you will try it in first try. Others might take a while.
So you will maybe have to watch the basics and the beginner's mistake to avoid in YouTube. You will have to do trials and errors by yourself to see what works, what doesn't work, etc, etc. You will not copy per se, but the inspiration on how they use their operators and see how you can use it in your own team. And I'll link down below in the description as well some resources where you can use to grind, where you can grind resources and everything for operators' skill set and level themselves, and how you can beat a semi-endless mode part 2 with 3 overpowered operators. Let's talk about gacha.
To keep it simple, gacha system is basically a RNG, random number generator system, where you can get better items, gears, and or characters based on how lucky your number was. Think of it as loot boxes, except they're from Asian and it's the second most score of the game, first being the game itself. And that is the biggest problem with this game. It's like loot boxes, the game, and many just exploit you to spend more money just to progress a level, unless you have ridiculous luck. Essentially, in this game, your luck may help you to pull badass characters or
Crocodile, 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 crocodile.
trust me, it's gonna happen. But this game is a lot more forgiving and friendly to free-to-play players. See, in this game, they have the semi-endless mode I mentioned before called Annihilations. This mode basically lets you grind for more lottery currency or random to pull your lucky number. Of course, you do have limits on how much you can grind per week, but it is something to consider, especially since it's giving you few pulls. Or save up for the next time, which has a higher chance for certain characters you want. In this case, we would call it banners. And even then, you can pull 10 times or less for a specific banner. You will at least get one operator that is 5 or 6 stars. So that by itself is a good thing. Recruitment is also a choice. Though uncommon, you can get really good operators from there as well. Just keep in mind that recruitment does have limited characters you can get, but it's still a vast amount of choices.
Pro tip, you can refresh the recruitment tags to get senior operators or top operators, 5 stars or 6 stars. I have gotten it before. And I'll link down below the recruitment site where you can see which tag can recruit which operators, so on and so forth. With that said, they have even events where they sometimes mail you free lottery tickets or currency for that. And even that, they have their own store page where they sometimes bring 6 and 5 stars operators where you can buy with a different kind of currency. It's too much to explain, but trust me, it's free to play currencies as well. With that said, I think it's safe to say that free to play players have a lot of choice to get those rare characters. And it's incredible. I have never seen that much choices in gacha games before. With that said, you probably shouldn't take this as a reference from me because I have a ridiculous luck.
Oh come on, it can't be that good. Oh my god.
Yeah, my friends bring me along to get the luck stuff in Warframe. I am the luck guy in MMO games.
Fortunately, you can still beat each missions with guaranteed operators, whether by pools or just given out via story missions. There's even a YouTube channel dedicated in helping you to do that too. Link to his channel in the description as well. But let me tell you, right here, right now, this game is going to be very hard to approach that way. Because of all the micromanagements you need to do, retreat, positioning for some amount of time, and many, many more, which you wish sometimes they have more power to just win.
Are you starting to connect the dots? Yes, free to get characters can sometimes stay put and win the mission. But the further you get into the story, the harder it is to do that, and the more micromanagement you have to do, more retreat, more that, so on and so forth. And if you have, say, really good operators, the game becomes easier. Not easy, the game will still kick your ass. It's just, it will be less likely to kick your ass. With that said, the game has balance so that you just don't go every mission with just 5-6 stars operators.
Remember when I said about vanguards and how they can help you to get more summoning points to summon operators? Well, that summoning points are called DP, deployment points. The rarer those operators are, the more DP they are usually gonna cost. So you will have mission failures not because you didn't have enough power, but because you didn't have enough operators on the field. And rare operators cost more resources to level their skills and to promote as well. Not to mention that if you promote your characters, it will cost 2 more DPs, whether they are common or good, to balance out more powerful than before. And some common operators are really good, if not better than some rare operators. Malanta is a good example for this. She is one of the high DPS in this game. She also has a really high health, and you can pretty much use her for at least end of chapter 4. So there are times where leveling low stars would be more beneficial than rare operators based on how much they can help.
But the opposite is also true, and I do wish that they get better stats in the near future because it sucks. There was a running thread where I used to use the operator Deep Color in every mission because she has the ability to summon tentacles as a defender, and we had a running joke that we were winning with culture because anime. But the more we tried to progress into the story, the more it was a hassle to summon Deep Color because the amount of points that it costs to summon her and tentacles with her stats currently it wasn't worth it anymore. And that sucks. That really sucks. One day when she gets buffed in stats and everything, I happily will use her in the team and see how it goes. But for now, I really can't do that. I'm sorry, Aki.
I think this leads to the biggest problem I have, not from this game only, but the gacha genre itself. The level curves in this game is ridiculous. There are only 6 chapters non-Chinese region players can play at the moment. But as I am writing this script, I am genuinely stuck at 510 because of how big of a curve that level went. I am around 2 weeks stuck in that mission. And I get it, you need to learn how to get good and all that jazz. But I don't think it's me trying to get good. It's me needing to grind for more resources than I had to before. And trust me, I have tried my best to balance grinding and progressing the story as much as I possibly can as a free-to-play player.
Now, one could argue it's because I was streaming and because I had to make sure to balance grinding and story mode so that I could keep the viewers entertained, making a consequences that I was stuck for 510 for days. You would be 100% right. I wouldn't argue around that. But if you were a newcomer and you wanted to play the game and understand the game and then get stuck for the game for days, weeks maybe, you try to see other goals in that game, and once you finish that goal, there's nothing else for you to do, it seems, or so your brain thinks. So that just might be me. With that said, That is a flaw with gacha games and not Arknights itself. And fixing that will be very, very difficult.
With that said, is the game free to play? Yes. Is the game free to play friendly? Absolutely. It will be more difficult, but you will still have a fair fight and you will have a fair chance to get rare operators without spending a single dime. But what does it cost instead? It will cost you time. Time to grind resources, trials and errors on each missions, and to progress the game. Although pay-to-play players also need to grind for the game so they can get the packs and everything, but honestly that only helps like 5-10% more. And why do you know this? I spent 25 euros in this game already. You got clickbait! In all honesty, you want clickbait. I only made a conclusion in this video before spending money. I like to support the developers at times, and this game is good enough for me to say I can support as much as I financially can. Don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna spend thousands of dollars. Just maybe I'll get like monthly packs and packs here and there when I feel like it. But yeah, no, not 1,000, 2,000, hundreds, no, not that. I like the game. I'm not gonna be a massive fan of it. With that said, even if I spend that 25 euros, keep in mind I was free to play player till 5:10. That's, according to my mobile, that's over 25 hours of gameplay. That's not even accurate. I used Nox Player, something they officially said you can use as an emulator, and that is probably 25 hours more. And that is not even considering off-stream grinds. I have spent over 50 hours just playing Arknights as a free-to-play player. So hopefully that is a good enough reason to make a conclusion that free-to-play players have a good time. And yeah, that's Arknight. I'm gonna take this moment to just thank people a lot, because honestly without that I would never play this game. So first of all, I would like to thank all the Twitch viewers who were watching me. Usually when I do twitch.tv/criticalmaxim, I only get like 1 or 2 viewers at most. This one I got 7 max, 3 to 4 views on average. That is pretty big for me. For others it's like, oh, it's just a small number, but that is a big number for me. And I honestly never expected that, because of you guys, I am now a Twitch affiliate. So thank you for that. Without you guys' help, I may have never made this video and honestly stopped playing Arknights because how bad I was at that game. To the Anime Man, Gegok and CDogVA, thank you so much for making Trash Days and introducing me to Arknights. I always wanted to get back into watching podcasts or listening to podcasts, but there was never a good reason to. I used to listen to one podcast, but because of reasons they had to cancel the show, or shut down to be more specific, but whatever. So thank you so much for making that. And to you guys, people who have watched my content, people who are watching my content, and people who will watch my content, thank you. Thank you for taking your time to watch me. This is a hobby, but even if it's a hobby, it feels nice that people are watching at times, and I do want to make this into a career if I can. So even getting one positive comment, sometimes it feels like I did my job right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that's all I can say. My friends and family, thank you, so on and so forth. But that's the obvious. So I'm not gonna waste you guys any time. Thank you so much for
What is going on? Wait, hang on, notice. Okay, because you are a YouTuber who like to analyze games and you have played an Eastern mobile game for Arknights and considered it a good game, it is only fair that you play a popular Western mobile game called... Oh no. Well, hopefully it's better than 510 because I hate that mother...
Hello connectors, this is the Weirdo Maxim here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments below. Yes, I made that super long cringy outro just so that people who watch till the end know that I'm gonna suffer myself playing Raids Adolescent. I am not looking forward to play that game. I have not heard any good things about it. But if you want to see me get tortured, you can watch live on twitch.tv/criticalmaxim. That's twitch.tv/criticalmaxim. Once again, I'd like to thank Conrad, C.VA, whatever, you get the point, for inspiring me to make the video about it to see if it's free to play friendly and getting me hooked into Arknights. My god, it's fun. But you know what, enough of that. Thank you so much again, and of course I'll see you guys next time. Stay connected. Mia is a bunny, not a donkey. I don't care about the meme.